Today on the podcast, we have a special guest. We have a wedding mogul, DJ. He's a fellow friend. We have a lot of catching up to do. Today we have Chris Legend. So this is super dope. It's been years in the making.
Yeah.
And now you're ready to tell your story and put it all out there.
Yeah.
Let people see under the curtain a little bit.
Yeah.
So you have clearly your wedding business. How'd you get into weddings?
So, funny story, when I was like first summer out of college, I literally Googled jobs that pay more than $30 an hour.
Okay.
And I found DJing. And so I started working with a company called All-in-One Entertainment. Shout out to George, taught me a lot. Wrapped cables, I was a roadie there for like 2 years. And incredible experience working for them. They would take us to Atlantic City for the DJ Expo every year, so it showed me a lot. And I picked up a lot there. And then after that, I was like, I can do everything that for every event. Like, I know how to do the lighting, I know how to do speakers, I know how to DJ. Like,
you just inherited that through like sleeping or something?
Yeah. And also, like, my mom, she is an entrepreneur. And when she has a beauty salon. When she opened her beauty salon, I was like 7, I would have to go with her to permit offices and stuff, and I would hate it. But I was like, if my mom can start a business knowing no English, why can't I start a business?
Right.
So that's kind of what gave me the courage to kind of jump off and just do my own thing.
But like, isn't tackling so many different niche things kind of intimidating?
I guess I just...
Because it's like lighting, and then there's just so many aspects you had to learn how to do.
Yeah, I guess at the beginning I was like, that was just DJing at the beginning, and then I started to get into everything else, like lighting and audio and everything else.
Okay. Yeah, because so how long have you been doing that?
So the first business I started in 2016, so 4, 5, 6, 7 years now. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I could definitely tell you got that entrepreneurial spirit and blood. You're always hustling.
Yeah.
See you traveling. You're always on the go, and your events are crazy.
Thank you, man.
Like, have you thought about doing other parties besides just weddings?
So in the past, I have done I tried to do a music festival.
How did that go?
I was very I can't remember the term, but I thought I could do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have a concept of it's not going to work out early on. But now it's no, things are kind of difficult and you need a lot of money for certain things. But early on I was I got a permit in where the Washington Monument is. I got the permit. I was I'm throwing a music festival. I have 12 speakers.
Oh,
I was I have lighting, not crazy lighting, but at the time I thought this can do, provide a music festival. And then further into the process, the people who gave me the permit are okay, who are you going to hire for security? How many ambulances are you going to have? How many porta potties? You need special flooring. Who's going to provide your fencing? And then when all that happened, I was oh, yeah, I'm way over my head right now. Yeah.
Dang.
But I did and we did do one kind of, it was a rave type of thing in a warehouse in Frederick.
Oh, that's sick.
And we didn't make any money, but we didn't lose any money.
That's what's up.
I think it was we spent $6,000 and made about $6,000.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I mean, we packed the place out. We had 800 people, and we rented a big foam shooting thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
a cannon?
the crowd was getting sprayed. Yeah.
Wow.
And we had a cool lighting production. We hired a bunch of local DJs with small followings. And to be honest, we didn't even pay anybody. We just threw the show. But we didn't make any money to be fair.
That's sick though. That's super just going for it.
Yeah.
And just hoping it all works out. And that's kind of how I am too. And I think that's the dream though, is doing things warehouse, just kind of run of the mill, let's just figure it out type of thing.
Yeah.
Because when it gets too mainstream, there's a certain expectation. Everything has to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice that things don't necessarily they can play out how they want, and then it's you get the Oh, a unique experience. You know, it isn't just like you
Yeah.
trying to replicate a different
Yeah.
venue. It's like its own unique
Yeah.
thing.
And I think when we did that event, our customers, it was a lower expectation because they're like college freshmen, so they're just trying to get trashed and have a
Mhm.
good time. But I feel like if we were to do an event for like a higher end clientele, like Echo Stage clientele that pops bottles and wants a VIP section,
Mm.
that would be harder to kind of put on.
Mm.
You know?
But sure, there's still like you could probably figure it out pretty easily.
Yeah.
Just like understanding the system, and you're a systems kind of guy.
Yeah. But also like there's so many great venues and destinations in DC that I'd rather just not even compete with that for now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like Echo Stage, Culture, New Androids, all the shows that they throw, right? So like, yeah,
Are you trying to perform at Echo Stage?
I would love to. 2024 goal to open an Echo Stage.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I think you could do it just
What about
by
you?
submitting. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have some things in the work.
Okay. Heck yeah.
Yeah, that'd be super sick. But you just have to submit your playlist to the people that are managing it, the Project Low and Discovery.
I know a couple of the DJs that play there often. Like Gianni, who's playing there on New Year's. One of my DJ friends, Zyver, who's there often. But I don't like to be like, hey, get me in. I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I'll figure it out.
I mean, just you have so much value to provide. Maybe just going from that angle of just being friends with them, and then just seeing how you can.
Yeah, but also recognize that like I'm just so distant from that world. Even though I'm a DJ, I'm so distant because I'm like branded so much as like wedding, corporate event, private event DJ that maybe, and it does take something different to I think perform at Echo Stage. It's a much different type of music, and I could imagine they're like, oh, he probably doesn't understand the underground of that type of music. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Maybe when you start releasing your own music, that's when people are going to take you more seriously.
That's the plan, yeah.
Because then they're going to see you as like an artist. And it's like you're multifaceted. Like just because you started out with weddings, like that's the foundation.
Yeah.
You have a good idea of what people want.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like you hear these stories about how like people blow up overnight, but it really took them like 10 years.
Yeah.
You don't really hear that like those in the trench type of details. You just hear the glamour, whatever happened now.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a matter of every day you can reinvent yourself.
Yeah. And I think I've learned so much from starting my business and from having our office that I feel like now I have the skills and I know everything to pivot and rebrand and enter that world now, you know? Yeah.
So what's the first thing DJ Chris Legend as a artist would do?
So the way I think of it is if I were managing myself, right? Like if I'm looking at Chris Legend in front of me, I'm like, okay, I need to manage this kid.
You're going to fix the jet.
He wants to become, fix the jet, number one.
Yeah. New
tires, you know, new interior. Rebrand and what I think an artist should be, right? So Instagram, kind of on point. EPK, electronic press kit, on point. Having, you know, proper mixes. I don't think they matter that much, but I think they matter a little bit, right? Just kind of having, so people can hear a sample of what you can bring in terms of sound. Obviously having the image.
What is your sound?
Honestly, I love, very inspired by artists like Medusa, James Hype, Sonny Fodera, Dom Dalla.
Oh, yeah, I saw him live.
You saw him live? Where
at Echo Stage.
Damn. Yeah, he's dope. I love his work, his remixes. I feel like he just keeps it fresh, and he's been just creating a lot of good stuff.
Okay.
But,
so you kind of follow in their footsteps.
Yeah, that's the kind of sound I want to create. And definitely just want to create music that connects with people like John Summit. You know what I mean? When I'm ready to kind of put this out there, like I want to have everything ready, right? In terms of the branding, in terms of music, in terms of, you know, I want to know how to produce if proficiently like you're a beast.
Thank you, man. You have the infrastructure, so to me, like throwing your own events is probably the way to start, and just getting a big crowd to watch you DJ, and just like getting the buzz. Oh, this Chris Legend is gonna be performing here.
Yeah.
It's a dope name. Is that your real name?
No.
No.
Nah. So I went through a couple phases of DJ names. First name, DJ Ace, because I wanted to be a pilot. So
Okay.
Ace. And then Chris Coleon. Someone came up with that at a photo shoot
That's
one
kinda
time.
sick, actually.
And then I never wanted to be a DJ name where like it wasn't my name, because I wanted people to be like, "Hey, Chris, what's up, man?" You know. So Chris Legend, I thought that sounded cool.
It does.
And now, whenever I introduce myself, like at private events, really, I'm like, just like John Legend, but Chris Legend.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to remember. It sticks, and I think it's good branding.
Yeah, and I noticed you have like posters in your event group location, and it already has Chris Legend at Echo Stage.
Yeah.
Like you're a visionary.
Yeah. So like I'm already just trying to manifest it. You know, I don't want to forget this dream, because I think, especially with a private event and just the company, a lot of times this dream of wanting to produce music, of wanting to travel, wanting to tour, can take a back seat to everything. But whenever I look at that, it's like, no, like we're gonna come back to it, because you know, I feel like I'm young, I don't have kids, you know, I don't have a whole lot of those types of responsibilities, so I'm still at a point where we can take those risks. You know, and the time is now.
Right.
Yeah.
How old are you?
29.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
And I noticed you're swimming. You're doing a lot of like physical activity.
I'm just trying to take care of myself, man, and just trying to go back to the things that I love, you know. In high school, I swam, I wrestled, played soccer. So, you know, I want to stay active and just keep my body feeling good, you know. Yeah.
How many laps can you do?
I can swim for like an hour probably, like without stopping.
And the pool's like 50?
Yeah, 50 meters.
Dang, that's dope. Yeah, I've been working on it, doing like I think the max was like 80 laps.
I don't even know like what distance that would be.
Just like almost like a mile and a half, something like that.
Okay.
I think we were trying to do 2 miles, and I think like an hour we got bored, and like one of my friends, his ears started hurting, so we can't just be at the pool like the whole time. So.
Yeah, I think it's so peaceful to be swimming though. Right? It's so peaceful. It's like there's no pressure on your body, but you feel the intensity of the cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I like swimming when I'm sick. Like when I can't breathe well.
Oh, it opens you up a little bit?
Yeah, it just like clears everything out. Because then I'm like coughing while swimming. And...
You're coughing? We got to chlorinate the pool. Like, extra chlorine.
Yeah. I generally have a lot of people wanting to swim with me. So,
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, I just have to kind of like create a distance between me and them with my coughs.
True, yeah.
So, yeah. Well, let's see what we can dive into. You have been to Saudi Arabia.
So yeah, I went to Dubai last year, and just like, you know, I've been traveling because, you know, I can now. So I'm like, you know, just been traveling to new places, Cabo, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dubai. But I'm chilling out now because I really want to focus on music production. So for the next 6 months, honestly, I want to lock in. I pretty much live at the office, at the studio. You're welcome anytime, man. I don't think you've ever been, right?
Never been.
Okay, but you're more than welcome anytime. I have a person who I'm locking in with because they have the same vision, the same drive, and I really want to lock in with someone who has kind of that vision, that drive, and we can push each other, we can bounce off each other, and, you know, I think we have the resources in the office, you know, to make it happen.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Are you, is this like a ghost producer?
No. Well, they're a DJ in DC, but they kind of want to take it to the next level also.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to shut them out?
Nah, because they don't want to... They want everything to be correct before they announce that they're making this move.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think teaming up is the way to go, though. It definitely helps.
Because it can be a lonely journey, right?
It is. It's... honestly, just a lot of long nights, and you just have to be comfortable with not getting what you want for a long period of time.
And I've accepted that now, because it took me like 7 years to build a company to what it is now, you know, to where I'm comfortable. So like I'm okay doing this music production thing for 3 years and not making a penny from it. Hopefully it's sooner than that, but I'm prepared to be patient.
Yeah, 3 years is just probably a scratch on the surface.
That's crazy, but
yeah,
I'm ready.
You down for 6 years?
If I'm 40 and nothing has happened, I'm just going back to weddings.
Yeah, I mean, I think 40. Do you think there's an age limit for that type of like DJ artist?
Honestly, for DJing, I don't think so. I mean, look at David Guetta. He's about to be like what? Like he's in his 50s probably.
Yeah.
And he's still at the biggest clubs.
Tiesto.
Biggest festivals, yeah, Tiesto. I think in DJing, the older you get, the better you get.
That's true.
And especially if you're a music producer, older you get, the better you get.
I saw some really weird videos of DJ David Guetta like on stuff and just like eyes rolled behind his
like
head.
Like Joe Biden vibes.
Like it was kind of freaky. And just like tripping out up there. I think it was like EDC or something. And I guess that's another downside is like there's just so much drug related activities that it's I can imagine it being hard to stay away from.
Yeah.
That I think like in the beginning it's like an innocent I want to be the DJ and like provide that type of entertainment, but I think when you get kind of really maybe when you're really in it, you get swept by it and it's hard, you can get lost.
Yeah.
In it, so.
Funny story. When I first started DJing, I had kind of like a mentor who was kind of guiding me through it and telling me what I need to purchase in terms of equipment. And my mom was with me, and she had a conversation with that person, like, "Hey, I'm really concerned that my son's gonna start doing drugs with this DJing thing." And he's like, "Oh no, don't worry. You know, Chris is a good kid.
He's already on drugs.
Yeah, he's not going to get into that." And, you know, like, honestly, it's not even something I'm attracted to, like the drugs. When I DJ, most of the times, I'm asking the bartenders for ice cold water. That's my thing. Like, I don't drink a lot. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. You know, I want to have a long career. And especially in private event world, like, I need to be sharp.
Right.
Because it's I can lose trust with clients and with wedding planners and my agents who put me on events. It's quick where it can go south.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think having a sharp mind in that setting is very important.
Yeah.
And also just like your physical health and well-being is like what's going to dictate how well you perform.
Yeah. And
how enthusiastic your energy, and I'm all about like not taking stimulants, not drinking alcohol, not drinking coffee or anything that's just gonna amp you up like that. I'll have my occasional like cookie and stuff like that. You know, I have my dark side, but for the most part, I try to keep like a healthy, clean way of living because it's longevity in my eyes, and probably, you know, the traveling side, I was always getting sick when I would travel. Like for the first like 3-4 days, I would just be adjusting to like the new germs, and that was very hard on me. But now I've traveled enough where I don't get sick as much. But if you're going to Saudi Arabia and then Africa and then all these other like one night, and you're doing that over and over again, you're gonna catch something, and then you have to just keep going. Yeah. You can't just like, sorry, show's over, I'm not feeling well.
No, yeah.
It's not gonna look good.
You gotta stay sharp, yeah.
So like keeping on it, like how are you keeping in shape?
So, to be honest, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I fall off.
Okay.
You know, just enjoy the family and stuff. But I have a gym in my house, so normally I'm in there every day. I try to go to the pool like 2 to 3 times a week, and then I have a treadmill in my house also. So once I'm on it, I'll do like 3 miles a day, and then, you know, I try to stay really active. I try to get it out the way in the morning, and then focus on everything else with the business, like during the day, and then during the night, obviously, it's when I do most of my big events on weekends.
Yeah, because didn't you lose like how How much weight did you
Yeah,
lose?
I was like 250 and then came down to like 201.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I
It's like 50 pounds.
still want to go down another like maybe like 20 pounds or something like that.
You want to be 180?
Yeah.
I'm on like 182, 185 right now.
Damn. Okay. All muscle though.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I got a little fat here and there, little chunks.
Yeah.
I kind of squeeze it all in the back. I have like a rubber band. I just like
Just tie them, yeah.
yeah, tie all the fat
Like
back
a t-shirt,
there. So
yeah.
I look pretty tight, but it's all just back there.
Yeah.
You seen that Simpsons commercial? I mean,
Yeah.
episode.
Which one?
The Simpsons,
Simpsons?
episode
Oh, yeah,
where they're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
where I got it from. But no, I love the Simpsons growing up. Like that was
Same.
That was my childhood.
Same.
Simpsons, Zoids,
I don't even remember that.
Code Lyoko.
What year were you born?
Yeah.
I don't know these shows.
The thing is, I'm 31.
Okay. We're not that far then.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
should be kind of like in that.
Is that like Cartoon
similar realm.
Network?
It was like this. Like some of these, yeah, some of them was
Okay.
Cartoon Network.
I was like Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans. Tsunami.
Oh yeah, Tsunami.
Yeah. Samurai Jack.
Oh, Jack Diddy
Yeah.
Jack Diddy
Yeah.
Jack, Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
They should. You know what? That'd be a really sick tech house remix idea.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of our age kids would connect with that.
Yeah, I mean, plus the vocals really cool,
Mm.
and you know what? Bringing that nostalgia back into music is like what can enlighten the entire crowd.
Yeah.
It's like you just take
That
Ocean
could be
Avenue.
That could be like a cool series for content. Just like, what if Ed, Ed, and Eddie was turned into Tech House?
Yeah,
Like that could be a cool thing, and a lot of people would associate that to their childhood, so they're gonna stay and watch.
exactly. They're
That'd
gonna
be
be like, how did they
That'd be
flip
cool.
this?
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting idea. My mind's always like that. I'm always plotting, thinking.
You're
like,
putting out a lot of content, bro, which is awesome.
Thank you, man. Yeah,
man.
that's the other side of the coin is that like I mean you probably know this. It's all like in order to keep the business going. It's one thing to do the business.
Yeah.
And that's the other side of like getting people interested in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So that way you can get hired for the next client
Yeah.
or the next phase of what you're doing. So
And my kind of strategy for promoting ourselves, we do a lot of wedding shows, but for each wedding show, we're paying like $1,500 to $2,000 per wedding
Jeez.
show, and I'm trying to back off from them, but they're still great because I try to put the team on. Whenever we do a wedding show now, I want to give all those events to our team, and then there's people who will call because they want to book Chris Legend, so I try to take those weddings.
right, and then like you've gained a reputation based off your name,
Yeah.
your event group. That's what's carrying it now.
Yeah.
Because you have a standard of who you'd hire and
Yeah.
the infrastructure.
And I'm also glad there's people who will name their companies like Chris Legend Entertainment. And I did not want to be the face of my company. You know, if you hire anyone from Gold Event Group, you know it's like the golden standard. You know it's going to be like top notch.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's what's up. That's dope.
But now I'm trying to pivot our marketing to like social media.
Mm.
So I'm trying to like be consistent just like you, post every day and, you know, put the team on. I'm also just trying to grow my brand in general.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, if you really think about social media, it's just free advertising constantly.
Absolutely. Yep.
So you just have to be creative on how you advertise,
Yeah.
how to let people know about your story. A lot of these clients, they don't just buy because they see your page. They buy because how consistent you are. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, this person's really about it.
Yeah.
I can trust that they,
Yes.
you know, if I give them money, that they'll
Yeah.
not just run away with it.
Yeah. And I think it's everything, right? Like I have a guy who I'm working with, kind of like a mentee. And so the way I explain to him, it's like everything matters, right? Like how you show up to the event, how you present yourself, how you dress, how you speak, how your presentation looks, how your social media looks. You know, there's certain things that are on your page that could turn off a client.
Mm.
That could be like, I don't know if I want to work with this person.
Like what?
Well, if you're putting on your page like, you know, call me daddy or something, I don't know, just like little things like that. If you want to work with higher end clientele, I think you just kind of have to have a cleaner look on socials, you know what I mean? Still be yourself, but just not be maybe smoking joints on your stories or
Yeah.
something, you know what I mean?
Or just having blocks of cash.
Yeah, no blocks of cash, you know, no guns on your main page or nothing, the dumb stuff like that. Yeah, keep it clean.
Have you ever thought about getting a face tat?
Never. I've
Oh,
never thought
damn.
about that. I do want to. I have 0 tattoos.
Mm.
I do want to get a tattoo, but I can never decide what I am okay with having on my body forever.
I don't know. Sometimes tattoos just aren't for people, and
You don't
I
have
feel the
any?
same way. Nah, I don't
Okay.
need them. I don't like. I've looked at it like, oh, I
Yeah.
could reinvent the way I look, and people think I'm more edgy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all superficial.
I'm happy having no tattoos, but I always have the itch.
Mm.
But I think I will never get one because whenever I go into a shop, I can't decide. I'm like, you know what? I could have this forever. I can never pick something.
You can always get a temporary one that stays on your arm for 2 weeks.
True. True.
And then you
yeah.
just switch it out.
Yeah.
And then people
just
are
get a
just
whole
like,
sleeve, pull up to my mom. Like, hey.
You could, yeah. Thanksgiving.
I did it.
Yeah. You try really hard for her to notice it, and then she just doesn't. She just doesn't care.
Yeah.
She doesn't mention it. You're like, hey, let's see what time it is. You know, she just like doesn't react at all.
Jeez, yeah.
But yeah, I mean the tattoo side of things, you notice that a lot of artists that are becoming bigger and bigger. I know Justin Bieber didn't have tattoos when he started out, and just eventually covered his whole body. Post Malone just started going crazy on his face, adding battle axes and barbed wire and stuff like that. It's like, how much further can you take that?
I have a friend who just got a tattoo, like right here, one small tattoo.
Yeah.
And now she always looks at her whole arm and she's like, damn, my arm's looking a little bare.
Oh no.
So like,
is it a little bear on her arm?
No, it's a little tattoo that says, it's like a quote, you never know. You never know. You never know.
Okay.
So that's the tattoo. But it's in Spanish. Uno nunca sabe.
Okay, so that's
So,
there's a unique little flavor there.
It's funny though how now we connect that to everything. Like,
oh really?
It's relevant
she's always
to
just
anything we
it.
say. Uno nunca, you never know. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah.
I guess it's nice to have just like affirmations on your body. Just like, okay, I'm the greatest.
Keep going.
Yeah. Good morning.
Keep your chin up.
Yeah. Honestly, maybe you could have different languages. So you'd have like all the hellos and all the normal greetings.
Yeah.
So whatever country you go to, you forget how to say it, or
Yeah.
you just point it out. It's like, how do I go to the bathroom? Where do I go? It could be kind of like a communication grid board of some sort.
Yeah.
I know one of my mentors has like a tattoo all over his arm. It's just like a keyboard. I guess that's part of it too, is just letting people know that you are in music.
Yeah.
That's how I start a lot of conversations. I see someone wearing tons of chains and they're walking around looking good. I think they're an R&B singer or something. I'm like, hey, do you do music? Are you a manager?
Jeez.
How involved in the music industry are you? And then that's where the conversation goes.
So what's your big goal and vision in music?
Whew, it's getting bigger and bigger, man.
Yeah, okay.
As I'm branching out.
What did it start out as?
So yeah, I mean, it started out as a music producer.
Okay.
And
You've mastered that now.
I would say I'm always improving,
Yeah.
and I just recently found some like really dope producers that have invigorated that like creative side that I want to really push the genre even further.
Yeah.
Because I can make things sound commercial, and I'm comfortable with that, but I really want to make something that stands out, that's weird, that just kind of makes people like turn their head. It isn't just like, oh, that sounds good, you know. So part of it is just constantly pushing the craft, doing it full time, and then the other side is doing those events. I would love to, like, at one point I had the dream of opening my own club, but maybe I could just have a warehouse or go to different venues and then throw my own parties and events, do stuff like that. I would love to do big festivals, EDC, Ultra, just like those huge just crowds, and just get the people pumped and excited, and just dance in front of everyone and just watch everyone have a great time, letting loose in that sense. And then, of course, now I have the podcast. Part of it, a reason why I'm kind of dipping my toes in a lot of different things is I think that AI is going to start changing the creative side of things. So, like, AI is going to first enhance and help us do those things, but eventually it's going to get so advanced where it's going to start doing it for us. And that's where I think the human connection will never go out of style.
Yeah.
And so I'm creating that foundation from now, because in 5 years, I think that's when we'll have some, like things are going to pivot in a way. So I want to be ahead of the curve there. So it's more about the human experience, the brand behind just the name and the music.
We'll get some water.
Yeah, sure. I don't want you to die. Chris Legend dies on the podcast. Yeah. His last event. Yeah. Yeah, you can bring the water and just put it right there. But yeah, so that's I'm pivoting and I'm just keeping my options open in that sense.
No, that's cool, man. I feel like you're mastering just how to do everything.
Yes.
Like the podcast, the DJing, the producing, and the connection skills and all that.
Yeah, and then I'm also doing a Pod After Dark where I'm going to be... It's kind of like a talk show. I'm creating this, like, where do the interview, and then you go to the other channel to watch the performance so you can see what they're about, what they have going on. So I'm just trying to create a multimedia platform of artists, producers, entrepreneurs, like people that are in the industry.
Yeah.
And episode 22. You'll be episode 22.
Yeah, that's cool, man. You're bringing it all together, and you really are creating the platform in the DMV.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean that's part of it too. Is like putting on where I'm from and highlighting the artists that don't get that attention. Yeah. There's a lot of really talented people just in the area. If you just go down the street, you go to any guitar center. That's what sometimes I'll do, just hang out at guitar centers and see who walks up.
It's crazy, though, how, like, you can be a good producer, but you have zero, like, marketing, social media skills, so no one will know.
Mm.
You know, and I know people like that where, like, they'll have, like, 1 million streams on a song or something, but their profile is, like, their cat or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like 2 pics.
Yeah,
They're very cryptic.
Yeah.
They're like this or something.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's kind of funny, like, there's that phase where people just, like, put their hand over their face for pictures. They're like, oh, I'm mysterious.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's a whole angle.
Yeah.
Which is just funny to me. It's like, okay, we get it. Like, there's that artistic side of branding where it's, like, the mystery and who they are.
Mm.
I think that there's, in the same way, like, there's this, like, tension. There's pull and push in artists that... It's kind of crazy like how much you have to change your image for people to like be wanting to get behind you as an artist, because you see artists that come out change so much. You're like, damn, he's got the random like his hair is now different, like chirpy red, different colored hair. They get the crazy tats and stuff like that because that's what sells, and so now their image is that, and so people associate them. They think that that's who they are, and they could be completely different, like bands. Yeah, boy bands, you know, like changing their, like one side of their face. And
I also
like
think like every artist is like almost like not gimmick is not the right word, but just like you want to be individual, right? You want to be different, right? You don't.
Get a little closer.
Yeah. But you know what I mean, right? Like like every DJ who we admire has a different sound, right? And like different qualities. And if we hear the song, we're like, yo, this is a Cream song, you know what I mean? Or this is a Gorgon City track, you know what I mean? And I think that matters in the branding, in the visuals also. Right?
Yeah, that's true. And I think that now it's like you don't even have to have your face out there, because you see a lot of the faceless DJs and masks, and that's becoming more and more popular. And you don't even have to like show up to work. You just have someone else wear your mask at a certain point.
That was stunt double, yeah.
Yeah, no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
So that's one side of the coin, but yeah, I think just reinventing your sound, staying current, is important. But yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of like how to get that spark of interest of like the majority, like getting that mass amount of people interested right from like getting to know your story enough for them to want to follow you.
I also think from my experience, like people want to get to know the person, right? Like I think people will connect more and be more invested if kind of they know your story a little bit, if you share a little about yourself, you know, if they feel like they know you, if they feel like they're hanging out with you when you post a story or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or if you do the YouTube videos, you know what I mean? The more connected, the more invested, I think.
Yeah, I also think that through the social media, it's like I'm still like you have to find your voice,
Yeah.
and that inner, like there's a, you can talk like this and not be very confident in what you're saying, but there's like a presence that you need to have in order to really connect with people.
Yeah.
And you learn that a lot from crowd work.
Mm.
And that can be, I remember the first few shows that I did, and did not have any presence on stage.
Yeah.
But I was emceeing it, and it was so embarrassing. Because it's like people were just afraid to come closer,
Yeah.
but I was too afraid to tell them to come closer because I thought that'd be needy or something.
Yeah.
But you have to like orchestrate. You got to tell everyone what to do for people to feel comfortable.
Yeah. And you have to say it not as a command, right?
Yeah.
Unless you've built that rapport with your guests. You know, like when I MC weddings now, I try to just go off the script. You know, I'll make a joke, or if you have a heckler in the audience,
Yeah.
you know, some
kid.
Yeah, yeah. Or like someone just shouts or something. You're like, hey, like that table, we're going to have a good time tonight. You know, something like that. But just go with it, have fun with it. And at the end of the day, like, I think for me, we're in entertainment, so take nothing too serious. Just have fun with it.
It's hard too because you're also like getting paid for it, and there's that pressure of it needing to work out.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like be that lighthearted version.
Yeah.
But I think that once you, like when I could tell you're pretty playful, and you don't take things too, like you take it very seriously, but you try to have like easygoing time.
There's space to play within the box.
Yeah. And that's kind of how I am when I'm in public. But it's harder to manifest that, especially when you just have a camera on and you're like, okay, now be playful.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it. You know, it's like, gotta ping it off something.
Yeah.
I actually, so recently, this is kind of crazy. I submitted to be part of the new Squid Games. Have you saw that?
That would be crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude. I did the minute video submission, and said why I should
for season 2.
Yeah, for season 2, and so I could.
I hope you get it, dude.
That would be insane.
It's crazy though how like you can be strong, you can be intelligent, but really it's like so many of the challenges are just luck.
Yeah, so much luck, but it's 50-50. It could be, and it's like there's certain things that I'm really good at, and then I could just see myself failing for the stupidest things.
Yeah.
Or I just get voted off because they're like, damn, that guy's
too vocal.
He's too positive.
Yeah.
You know, or he's too vocal. Like, it's going to be interesting trying to, like, act a different way if I was on that show, because I wouldn't just let my true colors out.
Yeah.
Because then they'd be like, oh, this guy's strong and he's got a lot going for him, so get him out.
Yeah.
You want to be like Mai. You know Mai?
Yeah.
She was just just chilling.
But she was so warm too, but very strategic.
Yeah, like she knew how to like.
You underestimated her for sure.
She seemed kind of like the grandma you wanted to have.
Yeah.
And she would just like make cookies for you, but she's conniving.
But then when she rolled the dice with that girl, I was like, oh shit, Mike didn't come to play.
Yeah. No, I kind of knew in the back of my head after the 3, then there was 3. I was like, she's probably, because I thought that was insane when they put it on her desk and she was just like, she did it.
And then that one guy that guessed like 3 people.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I thought he was gonna take it.
He could see it. He could see, because I'm pretty sure the cloth was like this.
Yeah.
And you can see the hand. I'm sure he saw the hand color, the skin color.
Yeah.
And that's what I think that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, how can you, like, do you have tells? Like when you're sitting there and someone's like trying to pressure you, do you have a tell of like when you're lying or like?
Yeah. Because some of them were acting nervous and stuff, and
I have to work on my tells, man, because I feel like I've worked hard at being sincere and transparent with my feelings and emotions, that I can communicate them effectively based off that. And so it's not about that though. It's more about like keeping the cards tight, almost just blending in. I think that's what one of my strategies is going to be, blending in. I can't tell you every strategy I'm going to do there, but that would be sick to have like a TV debut.
That'd be crazy, yeah. I'd be cheering you on, man.
Could you have whoa, pause.
At that
No,
point,
just kidding.
at that point, you got to make like Squidward's remix or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
that could be interesting. I mean, I could do that right now.
Yeah.
That was a whole phase with Zed
Yeah. Zed and
Do It To It.
Craze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I applied for a few of his competitions.
Mm.
Oh, he was judging a competition to do EDC.
Oh shit.
And so I like submitted my playlist, and you gotta submit a song. That's the thing, is if you look in the fine print, they will own the rights to that song.
Damn, that's crazy.
So that's how they get new artists that want opportunities. They get a great song, and then the artist gets to perform for free. I don't think they're getting paid.
Damn.
But that's the downside. It's like, why do I want to submit so that you can steal my music?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, if it's a good song, then the opportunity can happen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. What TV show do you think you would do well on? By The Bachelor?
Not Too Hot to Handle. Let me think.
Yeah.
Honestly, what do I watch? I don't watch a lot of reality. I would love to do, like, if there was a DJ competition or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
There are.
I feel like I've seen one. They did a show where, like, they trained regular people to become DJs, and then one person opened up for Tiesto.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I think that was a thing. That would be cool, though. Something like that.
Are you into actual, like, the art of DJing?
Nah, I'm not such a, like
the scratching?
nah. I'm more into just the vibe and just rocking the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it still takes, like, a high level of awareness of what the people want and how to keep the party going. It's like, I had DJ Epics on yesterday.
Oh, shit, nice.
And so he was telling, it's like, how you're going to tell a story in your set, not being all over the place, but guiding the audience into something. And I think that I've noticed even in soundcheck, there's some artists that will play, and it's like, I know exactly when they're going to have the break, and I know when they're going to go, ooh, and then slowly bring it back up.
Yeah.
It's like almost every 45 seconds sometimes. Like, they'll have, like, build up, big climax, and then back it again.
Yeah. I think it's important to give your crowd those breaks. Build them up, have those breaks, have epic build-ups, and yeah.
Yeah, and people can't dance for that long.
Yeah.
So they need time to
definitely
regain
take them on a journey. Yeah.
Like, if it's a workout for them, and it's just like doom for like 30 minutes, like, you're gonna tire out your audience. You kind of want them to be lively. You have to keep their health into consideration.
Yeah. Yeah.
For what kind of set you would make, but dude, I can't wait to see you start doing big shows, man.
That's the 2024 vision, man. Yeah, and definitely, I feel pressure to myself that I'm turning 30 next year, and this is a dream I've had in my heart for a long time, and I feel like, I have this office space, we have all the resources in there, we have different rooms to do everything, so, don't have kids yet, don't have pets, so the time is now.
What do you think inside, like, do you think you're a happy person?
Yeah, I think I'm content. Yeah, for sure. I feel like I'm not doing, my family is healthy, my family's in a good place, it's a good relationship between us. And I think if that's good, then everything else is good, The business is doing well, money is not a concern anymore.
That's what's up.
Family's good, and the business is good, and now I'm just chasing this dream, so I feel like, I'm good. I'm content for sure.
That's what's up, man. What do you think about having kids? Like, so you think about having kids at 30? Like, around 30?
Nah, not at 30.
Like 35?
I definitely want kids. Maybe like 34, 35. Probably no time frame for me, but not within the next 2 years for sure.
I feel like there's, like, a pressure to have them because you have only so much energy.
I'll just date younger,
Yeah, but, like, if you're 40 and then you have a kid, you still want to be lively. You still want to be able to throw.
I get that pressure, but I definitely don't put that on myself. Because I want to stay healthy, and all that, so.
You need enough energy to beat your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, beat them at sports.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to raise no chump. But I think part of it is teaching them what you know, and you want to have enough energy to really demonstrate what you can do.
Yeah.
And like I want to get my kids into martial arts for
Mm.
sure, but not impose to the point where they're resenting
Yeah.
their parents. That's
Yeah.
kind of where I was on that side of the coin. They were a certain way, and I didn't feel like I was being taken seriously enough for me to feel like an adult. So
Yeah.
it took me a while to like forgive and realize that
Yeah.
they're just figuring things out.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think creating that, like, once you get to a certain age, if you're too old, then I'm just afraid I won't have enough of that energy as a
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah.
Dad energy.
I get that. I feel like right now I just want to give this dream the attention and the energy that it deserves to be given a real shot.
Yeah.
Because if not, I don't think I'll regret it for the rest of my life.
A lot of these people, a lot of these DJs, I actually do have kids,
Yeah.
and so like they're just managing relationships and kids
Yeah.
on the road. Nick Cannon has like 20 kids.
Nick Cannon is another beast, man.
Yeah. He just flies to each one of them every month.
It's crazy. A birthday a month, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Is he a billionaire?
I think I would say, like, Wild 'N Out and his headphone company, between all his things, they have to be valued over $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
But he definitely not, like, liquid.
Yeah, that's insane. Like I think I got into improv. Part of it was from Wild 'N Out. I like watching it. Like I watched random clips here and there growing up. I didn't have like cable, but I think it was like Channel 64. It was MTV.
Yeah.
And
Do you think you're good at improv like that?
Yeah, I did improv for like 5 years.
So, like, if you got into, like a DMV roast battle, like, you'd hurt someone's feelings?
I'm not a big roaster, but maybe I am actually. No,
Yeah,
now to think of it, because there's been certain instances where I'll just say it how it is.
Yeah.
And it is really funny to like put a spotlight on things that.
Jeez. I don't play that, man, because I can't talk crap, so
Really?
I don't even try.
I have like weird nicknames for people, like at the gym. Well, it's just see I'm like that one's the horse, and it's just like based how they walk, or like there's the eagle.
Yeah.
Eagle is like, and then there's American Idol, he's always singing. He's always just like, and he's like singing some upbeat music, like he does. It sounds like some kids' music,
Jeez.
but he's like working out very hard to like some kids' music. Yeah, I mean, I just like come up with like stupid nicknames, and it usually suits the people based off their like personality or like the vibe. Like I'll name you Spots.
Spots because of shirt?
Yeah, like that'd be like there's Fruit Loops. I have this because he has like purple hair and he walks around. He's kind of fruity, so yeah. I mean, there's just like fun teases here and there, but it's all like I don't want to hurt anyone's real feelings.
Yeah, I get that.
What were you like in high school?
So, I was a huge ROTC guy in high school.
What's that?
It's like military cadet classroom type of thing. So like I was in the Air Force program, so we would wear the Air Force uniforms once a week. We would do like the military drills, like all that.
Really?
The turns and stuff. We would go to like military camp every summer. And this was like a public high school. Like most public high schools have like an ROTC program, where it's affiliated to some military branch. And then my senior year, I was in charge of the whole program.
Oh, wow.
So I was like what's called the wing commander.
Damn.
So like I was creating all the programs, creating all the class structures, like,
The disciplinary actions.
I was like, okay, this person is going to be my second in command. This person is my third in command. This is how the awards assemblies are going to be, how they're going to go, and stuff like that. We were given a lot of power for like high school seniors.
Yeah.
And then I also was the captain for our soccer team, and then I ended up being prom king. I don't feel like I was a popular kid, I just knew everyone.
You scared everyone.
I was just I feel like I was just cool with everyone.
Damn.
You know? But I don't think I was like a popular kid. I just, I wasn't like the cool kid, but
So you were kind of like a sergeant?
I just knew everyone, yeah.
You were like, people would be like, yes, sir. Like, they'd have their hands.
I'd walk by, people would be like, good morning, CO. CO is like...
Commanding officer?
Commanding officer, yeah. I'd be like, good morning, CO.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you had all that power as a kid.
I mean, it didn't feel like it. I thought it was cool to just like, I felt cool being like a Latin kid that people looked up to. Because, I didn't have Latin kids that I looked up to when I was like middle school or like freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And then my school was like predominantly black and Hispanic. So I thought it was cool that I could be that.
What school did you go to?
Bladensburg High School in PG County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So it was military style?
No, it's a regular public high school. But you know how some schools will have a culinary arts program. They'll have a nursing program.
Okay.
And then, what else? Some schools have like a mechanic class or something.
Yeah, engineering and stuff.
Yeah. So this school has like a ROTC, cadet officer reserve training thing class.
So you were interested in military?
I wanted to be a pilot. That's
right.
what I initially wanted to do. I went to college to be a pilot, and then when I was doing the ROTC thing in college to become an officer in the Air Force, during the like physical exam, they were like, yeah, like your eyesight does not qualify for you to be a pilot in the Air Force. So that's when I kind of like Googled how to make more than 30 an hour and found DJing, and now that kind of taken me on this other journey.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I watched some videos recently, and they asked, just random people were asking pilots if the Earth was flat, and they all said yes.
Oh, wow.
They're all like, yeah, it's completely flat. And I'm like, what?
I wonder if they're just like trolling that.
They have to be.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
that would be the funniest thing for
Yeah.
a pilot to do. Yeah, so, I mean, so what fascinated you about being a pilot?
Honestly, I think a couple movies probably got me into it, like Pearl Harbor, Red Tails,
Top Gun
got me into it, and then going to air shows every year got me into it. And then during high school, this ROTC program, they paid for me to get my private pilot's license. And so I got my private pilot's license, so during high school, I'd be like going to the airstrip once a week and flying the little Cessna planes.
You were flying them?
Yeah.
Dang, that's
Yeah.
cool.
But, I mean, it's super irrelevant to anything I do now, but it's a cool little skill to have.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Because nothing's like cooler than you going on a date and then having the girl be in the plane with
Yeah.
you, and then also telling her like, here, you can.
My license
control
is
it.
not current. It expired. But I do want to get it back, and that is a goal to have a date like that.
That'd be sick.
Just like she's walking up, it's like, hey, where's the pilot? I'm like, you're looking at him.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out up there.
Yeah.
Are you part of the Mile High Club?
No, I'm not.
No?
Nah.
That's a thing.
No, I have not had the pleasure.
Yeah, especially in public planes.
Yeah.
That's the downside is that whole so many other people around.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
It's crazy,
Yeah, I do travel a lot, but haven't had the chance.
Haven't had the missus on board.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking, like, in The Bachelorette, no wonder these people fall in love so fast. It's like they have the craziest dates.
Yeah.
And they always have some sort of plane date.
Yeah.
Where they're in the sky or the helicopter or
Hot air balloon or something.
It's like there is something to being in the air that it changes your physiology, and you just realize, like, wow.
I mean, have you ever done anything outside of an airplane in there, like hot air balloon, skydiving?
Yeah, skydived last year. It was so relaxing. I had so much anxiety leading up to it. I was practicing like cold plunges because I'm like, if I can't even go into the cold water with that anxiety, there's no way I can jump off a plane.
Yeah.
And so I would do that, and now, looking back on it, I was so relaxed in the air because it's like as soon as you get pushed off, because I remember all my friends in front of me, I was the last one off the plane, and it's like
I think that's the worst.
Yeah, it was this tiny plane. It was shaking like crazy.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, it almost felt like Jurassic Park, where it's just like when you're up in the sky and you're just like hoping nothing falls apart, but you think everything's made of cardboard.
Yeah.
You're just like, why is everything shaking so much? And then you get up there 15,000 feet, and then they open the door, and you're like, there's no turning back. The guy behind me is tandem, you know, and he's got the GoPro. He's like, any last words? And I was just like, I love everyone. I love, you know, like, love my parents. And then I just see everyone, like, one by one, just being thrown off.
Yeah.
And I remember then it was my turn. He slid me over, but you have that kind of that hesitation. You're just like, you're kind of pushing back.
Yeah.
And then they tell you, like, okay, you need to put your head back.
Oof.
You put your feet back, and then they just throw you. And so there's that one moment with you're like, here goes nothing, and you put your head back, and they throw you over. And then the moment you look at the ground, it's super relaxing. You're just like, wow, this is not bad.
Damn.
Like, I can literally just see all the land. It was in Virginia.
Yeah.
You just see the nice green, and you're just chill.
Was the earth flat from up there?
It was. You know, pilots are onto something. So, yeah, there you go, flat earthers. You know, I got the sock people, and then I got the flat earthers that are my fan base, apparently. But, yeah, I mean, the only thing that I felt was the scariest moment was they pulled the chute, and you don't know if it's gonna work. 'Cause I've seen some videos, and it comes up, but it's the biggest wedgie you'll ever feel. And it's like,
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna have you hold on to the controls. I'm like, don't trust me. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And then so I'm holding on, because if I let go, I'm like, how do we grab it? Like, I'm scared. So
True.
I'm holding on, and then I move it a little bit, and I'm like, that's enough. And then he's like, all right, we're gonna do a circle. I'm like, no. And he's like, here we go. And I'm like, damn, that was scary. But I didn't want to die the first time I was skydive, so I didn't really do any crazy flips and stuff. Because some of the instructors were doing that with their students, and I'm like, what the heck? But I was like asking questions, like, hey, what's the mortality rate?
That's crazy.
Like while I'm falling, like we're floating. Like, how many people died this year?
Jeez.
He's like, only like 12, and most of them are like
odds are in your favor.
Experienced people.
Damn.
So, and I was like, well, why, if they're experienced, are they dying? And it's because there's this fad where they want to get closer and closer to the ground before putting the...
Just taking more risks.
Yeah, and that's what usually kills them. But that was terrifying, that part. But when you're up there, it's relaxing.
Damn.
But you've probably skydived before.
Nah, I've only gone like bungee jumping.
Oh, that was pretty.
That was fun. It was crazy though. Yeah, like as soon as you jump, I feel like I couldn't even yell, cause you just tense up. But then you're right. Like as soon as you jump off, you're forced to enjoy it. Cause what else are you gonna do? You just enjoy the way down, and it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I want to try. Bungee jumping in New Zealand, like off a bridge. So what's next for you? You got the new music that you're gonna be working on?
So right now, busy season for weddings is May, June, summer a little slower because nobody wants to be sweating through their suits, and then obviously October, September, August are insane. But the earlier months are a little slower, so I really want to dedicate the time to just be in the office, creating music, working on the brand, and hopefully 2024 is the year open up at Echo Stage at some point.
Dang, you're gonna do it all in 1 year?
There's nothing is like, in the works or anything, but that's the dream, you know what I mean? For short term at least.
Wow, I mean, if you could do it all in 1 year, that'd be fantastic. Did you feel like you got everything done in your New Year's resolution? That was like 2023.
Honestly, yeah, for the most part. Just like the number of events that we want to hit, the revenue goals that we had, I feel like we hit, and I feel like overall just the brand of Gold Event Group has grown and people trust it, and it's a good place to be.
Yeah, I feel like you built something really big, something really good.
It's cool, it's taken years to build the reputation to where it's crazy, because like we get leads from social media now. We get leads from venues. I'm like, hey, like by chance, how'd you hear about us? So like, oh, you're on the venue's preferred vendor list.
Oh, sick.
And then other people will say, oh, or our wedding planner recommended us to you. And that's just the best compliment. The fact that these other professionals are saying, hey, this guy is really good. We trust him with one of the biggest days of your life. Call him.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
That is dope. That's like, I mean, you earned it because you put a lot of time into it. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So you got the music. You're gonna start learning Ableton.
Ableton, yeah. I gotta find out how to press record.
Yeah, that's the first step. Actually,
No, definitely like baby steps with that. But I feel like I know the world. I mean, not like you, but I understand music. You know, I have DJed for many years. I understand like song structure. I understand build-ups. I understand, you know, the beat drop, the breakdown,
arrangement,
the bridge, arrangements. So like, I'm not starting from zero. I feel like the only thing I will say, I don't understand music theory.
Yeah, that's okay.
And that's probably a huge part of it.
No? Just wing it. I wing it every time.
Just wing it.
It's 4 chords.
I'm closer than I think. Then.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's 4 chords and some drums. People
Perfect.
overcomplicate it.
Okay.
And then just like a little bit of a melody, and then you can get complex if you want. You know, like
if you could, right, with all the knowledge you have now, go back to when you started producing music, and give yourself 2 pieces of advice to maybe accelerate, you know, you learning music production, or anything like that. What are 2 things that you would tell you the first month you started producing music?
You don't have to reinvent music. That's number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, have patience, because it's a long journey and you don't have to see the results right away.
Yeah. You think you were very impatient at the beginning?
I was like, oh, I can't wait for people to hear my music. This is gonna be the biggest stuff. Like I was making random drums.
Yeah.
I was like, my drums are so different, but like, cause I was trying to be so unique. Cause I was like, this is how I'm gonna stand out as an artist.
Yeah.
Part of it is that way, but I was so focused on wanting to be different as an artist, rather than actually just learning the craft and figuring out how I can put my fingerprint on it. And so part of it is needing to adapt to what the current sound is and finding how it can channel through you.
Yeah.
But learn from the greats. Copy what they're doing. Kanye, you know, like he would copy the top 40s, like he just reproduced them. Like that's what I do. A lot of my homework for my students when I'm teaching music production is, all right, what genre do you want to learn? If you want to learn how to do these drums, find those exact sounds. Do that drum pattern. Learn how to do it, because then it's going to be ingrained in your head at a certain point on how to do something.
Yeah.
So when it starts to become more of a flow and fun thing, now you're just throwing elements and seeing what works.
Yeah. That's good advice.
So, yeah, that would be the advice for today.
That's good.
What about you? What about for anyone who was just trying to be a go-getter and
entertainment?
Entertainment and putting on events and doing all the things you've, cultivated.
So I think if I would go back and I want to get the ball rolling much quicker, number 1 is just start, because I think waiting for things to be perfect is tough and you'll be waiting for a long time. And then number 2, find a mentor. Find someone who's where you want to be, and also define what kind of DJ you want to be, because there's so many different types, right? Corporate, wedding, mitzvah, EDM, so define what you want to be exactly. Find someone who's there, and all my mentors, honestly, I have found by DMing them, and saying, hey, you have a dope company. Can I come work for you?
Really?
Yeah.
You just asked for a job.
And I didn't get those jobs, but I got the relationships, because they're like, hey, a lot of the people I've hit up are in New York, and they have like insane companies. They're like, I'll see their invoices, and they're like doing 3 events in 1 week for like $60,000 each.
Dang.
And they're like, oh yeah, we did an event last week for like $2 million, and we made $500,000 on that. I'm like, this is insane. But that shows me what's possible. And it shows me, like, I need to be striving for more, you know? Like, so even if now I do a $20,000 event, I'm nowhere near what they're doing, but I'm going higher than what I normally do.
Right.
Yeah,
So, like, just kind of thinking, instead of just in your own realm of capability, possibility, like, you're realizing that you're capable of more.
Yeah. And my mentor is, like, a Latino guy. He's from, like, Chile or something. So like me being exposed directly to what's possible makes me feel like it's achievable for me. You know, as opposed to me seeing something on TV or, you know, seeing the empire Tyler Perry has created, it feels out of reach. But if you're next to the person, you're seeing how it's being done. You know, that's why finding a mentor, I think, is so important. You know, because the greatness is just going to rub off, and the $2 million events will become like normal. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, and I think that it also stems from just being like a pleasant person to be around.
Yeah.
And just having some being eager to learn and not letting your ego and what you want to get out of it to get in the way. Because a lot of the lessons you think you need to learn aren't really the lessons you need to learn because you don't know enough.
Yeah.
You're stuck in your own way of thinking. So allowing other people's methods to actually for it to stick, like that's the thing, is like how can you learn something you didn't even know existed? So like being open to all sorts of information and ways people do things, maybe you learn one thing from that that actually can, you know, you hear in a lot of interviews, you actually hear the gold that made them the way that, like what made them successful, but we just kind of brush it off because we're like, oh, I could do that, that's easy or whatever. Like that's not the hard part.
And whenever I talk to my mentor, like literally every conversation fires me up, because he's like, you know, Chris, before I was big, people thought I was big. It was a perception thing. And he's like, you know, even if you don't know how to do an event, you say yes to it and you figure it out. That's how you're going to grow in terms of that's how your company grows, but you have to figure it out. You have to be the person that's going to take the initiative to find the solutions, find the resources to make the event happen, whatever it is. You know, he'll say, sometimes I got paid $20,000, I made it look like a $40,000 event, you know, and I didn't make money, but now everyone's saying, wow, look, this guy did this $40,000 event. Look how crazy it looked. But I didn't make any money, but now everyone's talking, and now the phone is ringing. And like, this guy's going a million miles an hour.
Yeah. That's sick. Yeah, I think it is definitely about perception. But it's like also the fact that he can make it look like a $40,000 event with $20,000 means that he has a lot of experience in how to not just waste the money. So that's another thing, is managing your time and money efficiently. I've seen things where if you can get it done cheaper, like if you get someone else to do the thing that if you average around $50 an hour, you delegating something and paying them $20 to do the same thing, you're actually saving time. So that you can keep getting paid $50 an hour. That's the way I kind of see it with like a part-time job or just like a different job. Is like I would rather not get paid for what I'm doing and set myself up for me to get those opportunities for me to start getting paid what I deserve. Rather than not doing enough and getting paid minimum wage or whatever it is, $20 an hour, just so that way I'm paying the rent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always betting on my future, betting on myself, even if the money isn't coming in. And I think that mentality is what's gonna create enough, like, one, self-belief for you to get to where you want, and then you're manifesting that lifestyle that you already. It's like you're putting all the pieces together. Maybe the money hasn't completely come in, or it is, you know, like now it has for me. But it wasn't before, and that was like 6 years of just putting those pieces together, trying to just be like, you know what, music full time, 8 to 12-hour days, working on the craft, recreating ideas and songs, finding mentors, paying for mentorship, all that. So no one sees that though, and they just are like, okay, this guy's like, now he's good. But it's just the stuff behind the scenes that all adds up. So, but Chris, we're excited to see you perform. You got your Pot After Dark set that is gonna be premiering. It's gonna be linked in the description of this video, and we're excited to hear that.
Heck yeah! Thanks for hosting me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you want to plug?
Well, just DJ Chris Legend all across YouTube, Instagram, Legend Radio, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah, check it out.
Legend Radio.
Yeah.
That's a radio.
Yeah, I do like little mixes and stuff on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's dude. Legend Radio. Do you have a Legend Radio voice?
Actually, I do have a radio voice.
Hey, it's Dino in the morning.
I don't know why I can't do it right now.
My name.
I'll be like, what's up, guys? Episode 20. Thank you for tuning in. Sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 60 of Legend Radio.
Dang.
Something like that.
Well, tune in.
Was it different? Was it a different voice?
No, it was the same voice.
Oh, see? Exactly, yeah.
But it had a certain...
a little sharper.
Yeah, maybe you could add some sound effects.
True,
like doing...
Yeah.
Vroom, like some random car noises and stuff.
I guess I'm just myself during the intro. Just like setting the vibes.
But you have now it's time.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Dino in the morning.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Robocon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But looking forward to the set. And thank you, man. Thank you for being on the show.
Hell yeah, man.
And lots to come from you. I'm really excited to see.
Sir. Thank you, man.
My body, I just wanna party.